welcome back to Bernama Today. Now, my guest in the studio with me today is part of a trio, and all three men have a mission, an amazing message, not just one message, in fact, two messages to the entire world. Please help me welcome my guest today, Dr.Amrit Baral, medical doctor from Nepal. Dr. Amrit, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You've cycled your way here quite literally in what is called the World Bicycle Tour with two of your good friends, one of which is also your brother, and all to do the good work to spread this message. Tell us a lot more about what you're doing.
Actually, we cycled from Nepal to India, and we covered like 12 countries. And actually, it's not just cycling for fun. We have a message to tell. It's all about the environment protection and HIV/AIDS awareness. So what we do is we go to every country and we try to spread messages regarding environment protection and HIV/AIDS. We give talks, we do presentations, and via media we spread the messages.
Well, all this on your own accounts, literally, because it's all coming up from your own pocket. Of course, you also have some support from some organizations.
Actually, till now, it's all self-funded. And we are looking for sponsors. We applied to so many bicycle companies and so many organizations, but we couldn't get any good reply from them, any positive reply. But we get a lot of help from the Nepalese community who are living in different countries. Like here in Malaysia, they have a Nepalese community too. So they do fundraising for us, and they provide both the financial and the moral support. And besides, we also come along with a lot of helping hands on the way, who think that we are doing good work, who appreciate our work and want to extend a helping hand. And from these people we get a lot of inspiration and help and support.
That's right. Well, when you do good work, of course, you will naturally meet good people along the way. Tell us about the inception of this plan. What made three of you get up, leave the comforts of Nepal at home, and decide to start touring the world on your bicycle?
Actually, it was planned for a long time. You know, I was trying to do something because I believe in education and awareness. So I was planning to do something big to spread the masses around the world. And at the same time, I met with my two other friends, and they have the same thought and same vision to do these kind of activities, and we are planning like how to do this and what plan we have to choose and everything. And we came across like since I'm a medical doctor, so HIV/AIDS is a big issue. You know, it's creating a lot of problem around the world, and also the environmental issue is also worldwide.
That's right.
So this is how we came with the concept. And after that, and we met with Shankar, and Shankar, he already cycled in 10 countries before for World Peace. Okay, then we choose bicycle as a medium because it's very eco-friendly, and you know it doesn't burn any fuels, and it burns your fat, and it's so eco-friendly, no pollution, and it's very economic too. So that's why we chose bicycle. And okay, now let's move on, and then we quit our job and everything, and then after that
quit your job, so it's not even on hold.
I was working in a government hospital, and it was hard for me to quit the job, but finally I did it.
How far do you think you've come through your mission in spreading this message about to conserve nature, number one, and number two, for HIV and AIDS awareness? Actually,
in the beginning days, we got a lot of criticisms. You know, like people, they don't understand what we are doing, and oh, these guys are crazy on the road and sleeping in the tent and trying to speak environment or AIDS like that. But after we are never discouraged by that, because we met a lot of inspiring people. After that, let's move on, and we did, and finally, like now we get emails from people. We met so many people on the way in 12 countries, and they send us email writing this: "You guys have changed my life."
Wow.
And that's an inspiration, you know, actually. So I'm proud that I spent all my money for this. I'm happy because I'm trying to bring some smile or some changes in people's lives.
Well, the world definitely needs more people like you and your friends who are accompanying you on this particular mission. You travel about 100 km every day.
Yeah, in the first days we could do only 40 or 50, but now we can do 100 kilometers every day. Sometimes 120 if the weather is good and in good roads.
And what are your plans now that you're in Malaysia? You had cycled from Singapore upwards into Johor?
Yeah, we cycled from Singapore. We crossed the causeway, and then to Johor, to Batu Pahat, Malacca, and Negiri, Sembilan,
That's right.
and KL.
Okay. And after which now you will be moving on?
From here, we'll be flying to Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be cycling around the island for 15 days, and we'll also be looking for opportunities to give talks and to reach out with youths over there to speak about environment protection and HIV/AIDS awareness.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, it started something from back home. It took some time to prepare yourselves. What were the preparations involved when you decided, okay, we're starting next week? What was happening then?
Like, first thing is like with the equipments and finance. You know, the most important thing is the finance. With the map is a big planning. We have to plan the whole map. Like, we're going to cross this border, across this country, because if possible, we don't want to use land. We don't want to use flights. So like we want to use land, you know, like, and we have to plan the map according to that, so that we don't have to fly more.
That's right. As much as possible, limit the flying.
So we planned for the finance and with the map, and with the food, you know, like we carry some food reserve with us. It's called the MRE, the meals ready to eat.
Right.
So we eat those kind of meals whenever there is no any food shops to buy or any food stores or like that. So
do you feel at any one point that this is too hard, you might want to give up, or you know that you're leaving all the comforts and on the road sleeping?
Actually, I would like to share one story. It's in Laos. Actually, we crossed the border from Bangkok. We went to the northeast to cross border from Nong Khai of Thailand to Vientiane, the capital city of Laos. And we were in Vientiane for 2 days, and after that we planned to cycle from Vientiane up north in Luang Prabang. And then we went through the highway. It was like 375 kilometers, like, and we made few stops. And there was this place called Kasi where we stopped, and there's like two highway 4 and highway 13. And we saw on the Google map the highway 4 is like 50 kilometers shorter than highway 13, so we chose highway 4. But in the highway 4, you know, like, first we were very happy. It was like downhill, and after that was uphill, and there is no any houses, no shop, nothing on the way. And it's so steep, like you couldn't even cycle, you know. You have to carry the whole thing. And we have a lot of bags and panniers and everything.
Right.
So
it was a harder route, shorter but much harder route.
We were there for like 1.5 days without food and without water.
Oh, what happened then? How did you
and then finally we went there. We found some ethnic groups in Laos, and they eat some weird kind of food, but we tried that food even because we had to survive, you know.
Right, but you pulled through and you guys made it, of course, with the helping hands of people around. All these stories and more are going to go into a book, right? Yeah,
we are going to publish one book from New York. It's going to be published from New York. We write everything, like whom we met, what we did, and all the events, every seconds and everything we write on the book. And we're going to publish the book in 2 different languages, one in Nepali and one will be in English.
What are people, family and friends and everyone else saying back home about what you're doing? You guys must be some kind of heroes.
Before they used to say like, come back home guys, you're going to be in trouble, you know, it's not that easy, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
But now we've already done 12 countries and more than 11,000 kilometers, so like they give us a lot of encouragement, inspiration. Wow, we should move on. This is a proud moment for all the Nepalese, actually.
That's
for
right.
All the Nepalese, so.
Something to celebrate, and you've set example not just for those back home, but for youth all across the world. I also understand this is aimed for mainly the youth. You want to spread the message to everyone, but you know, the message of save the environment, save the world, and to have awareness of HIV and AIDS is for the youth. Tell us more about that.
Actually, we want to tell the youths that the environment, you know, the environmental degradation is so much going up and up every day. There's no balance between the social development and the economic development. You know, the issues like pollution, deforestation, the ocean pollution, and the phytoplanktons, they are dying in the sea, and also the overuse of the chemical fertilizers. And due to this, you know, it's not like 10 years back you could just go to a river and you can drink the water, right? So now the water is like a commodity. It's like gold and silver. So one day you can imagine that the countries are going to fight for water. Now they fight for oil and all those things, but they're going to fight for water. So it's like a commodity. Same like, you know, there are no more trees. Like the people, they cut down trees for urbanization, and
it's happening every day, every minute, even as we speak.
So we want to tell people that if you want to save the dignity of the human beings, then we have to protect the environment. It's really important to protect them. But now you can imagine the dinosaurs, they got extinct, right? One day the human beings are gone extinct. And before, people used to live for like 100 years. Now 70, again 60, 50. One day they'll live only for 20 years. In 20 years time, what will you do?
That's right, without our natural resources as well. Of course, very important things that all of us should do in our own capacity, and have that awareness. But here are 3 men with a mission who are out cycling across parts of the world, and that's not going to stop them. You plan to do the whole world.
Yeah, actually we want to travel 100 countries in 5 years. If all the people, all the good human beings, they help us and they support us. And we want to touch every continent except Antarctica, because in Antarctica we cannot cycle.
Okay.
So snow. So yeah, every continent except Antarctica, 100 countries. We're going to give this message all over.
Right. I find it very interesting, of course, because coming from from home and setting out, what did your family have to say about it? What about your personal life and your other career goals? What's going to happen? Because a lot of youth, first of all, will think, well, I've got my life to live. I can't go out and stop and do this.
Actually, this project is also part of my research. After I finish this project, I'm going to go back to Nepal, and I have a project. It's called I'm doing a research on the assessment of quality of life of people living with HIV.
Right.
And how to improve it. So I'll be doing a research on that when I finish the trip, and then I'll do a research on that, and I'll work for people living with HIV and how to improve their quality of, because the people now, when somebody have HIV, they think that this guy, this girl did a big scene in his or her life, and like they abandon them from the society and family.
That's right. They're socially, and then
it's all about stigma.
Yes, that's right.
So actually our project is also kind of a bit motivational. So we want to tell these people who are living with HIV that your life is not over. You still can have a quality of life for some time, and you can do better things to make your life more meaningful.
Yep.
So we want to motivate those people as well. And for the youths, practice safe sexual behaviors, get tested, get treated for STDs, and whenever you are going for any blood transfusions, then you have to check for if it's a proper blood product, it's not contaminated with HIV. And especially the intravenous drug users, they use drugs and they share the same needles, and they contaminated themselves with HIV. So if you are a drug user, stop using drugs, and even if you use, don't use the same needles.
That's right.
So this is the message we want to deliver to people.
Indeed, a very good message, and a constant reminder for all of us to keep being aware of even things that we may take for granted, small issues, but each and every thing surrounding HIV and AIDS, and of course your other message about nature, are all very important, not just to us but people around us.
Actually,
as
well. like Martin Luther King once said that the irony of our times, like we have guided missiles, but we have unguided men.
Yeah.
So we have to guide the men, not the missiles.
Absolutely, that's such a good way of looking at it. You also try to spread this message to the ground wherever you go in the countries you've traveled.
Yeah.
Tell us some of the projects that you and your team have been involved in.
We did an awareness campaign in the south of India, in collaboration with the Young Men Christian Association and the Indian Medical Association, and we also did a beach cleaning event in Sri Lanka, in Colombo. Like there is a beach called Mount Lavinia, and it's not clean. I mean, the people, they don't care, but it's the common place where everybody gather and have fun, but they don't care. It's dirty. So we went there and we created an event in Facebook, and then there were like 50 people coming, but only 15 people showed up.
Right.
But once we started cleaning, then these people from Sri Lanka, they looked at us and like they were surprised, like foreigner coming to my country and he's cleaning everything. And they feel shy, or like they have this inferiority complex or something, and then they started joining us. And so many people, they joined us, and we cleaned the beach, and after that we gave some talks over there. Same like this, we lived in Myanmar. In Myanmar, it's like from Yangon, it's 15 kilometers from there. There's a village, and it's called a 15-feet village, and we went there. We stayed for 15 days, and we trained these people how to separate the biodegradable and the non-biodegradable waste. Since there is no recycling in Myanmar, they just burn whole plastics and everything, and in the residential area, and the smoke is creating a lot of problems.
Right.
And we suggested them not to burn. You can make a pit far away from the residential area, and someday maybe recycling will come to Myanmar. If somebody is interested to make a lot of money, then they can go to Myanmar for recycling.
Well, there's an opportunity to do good work there as well.
And we also volunteer. There's a hospital, and I volunteered there for the HIV patients and TB patients. And beside this, in the north of Laos, in Luang Prabang, we gave talks about the environment protection, HIV/AIDS to the youths over there. And we also organized a cleaning event, which was few villages. And we went there and to teach people about sanitation, hygiene, and to discourage them to use the use of the plastics, you know, because I met one guy in Laos. He's a senior citizen, and he told me, like, son, before we used to pack this rice in banana leaves, and now it's getting replaced by the plastic bags. So he said, now can you imagine, like, how would Laos be after a few years? And
that's right. Without a recycling program, it's just literally going to
and
waste.
Also in some countries I saw people, they're growing vegetables and there are a lot of plastics, but they don't realize that plastics emits a lot of chemicals, and they go to the vegetables, they absorb it, and when they have this vegetable, they're gonna have children with, you know, like congenital abnormalities. So we also taught them about these things.
Well, the risks are many, and they are, you know, they will keep growing those risks if we don't arrest the situation. Doctor, now that you are in Malaysia to promote your cause, of course, with your brother Ajit Baral and Shankar Purdell, all of you are here to spread that message. What would you like to say, representing them to the rest of Malaysia?
Okay, I'd like to say that we should take care, save the environment to save the world. If you want to hand out a better society, a better world for your next generation, then we have to save the environment. So we have to keep balance between the social growth and the economic growth. If you cut one tree, plant 5 trees.
That's right.
And we have to, you know, like, the thing is, we have change should become from an individual. We should not look that, okay, now let's we collect people and do like
Start
that.
on yourself.
Start on yourself.
Yeah.
That's what we want. And also to the youth, actually talking about the sexual health is a taboo in most of the countries we travel. So we want to say to the youth that if you have any reproductive problems like that, then you should see a doctor. Don't hesitate. Talk about sexual health and practice safe sexual behaviors, and get tested, get screened.
All right, cool. Thank you so much for the good work that you do and traveling across the world to spread this message. I know it's not easy, but you persevered and you have passion, and you know, it definitely sets an example for all of us across the world to say that we can all do whatever we want to raise awareness, to do good work. We don't have to wait for something to happen. We can start ourselves. Well, that has been the show for today. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.